In the world of trucks, few vehicles look quite like the 1957 Jeep Forward Control. With its cab-over-engine design, flat nose, and purposeful stance, it looked more like a military vehicle than something you'd expect to see on a farm or job site. And that's exactly the point. It was bold, different, and built to work hard. Launched in 1957 by Willys Motors, the Jeep Forward Control, or FC, was designed to maximize utility in the smallest possible footprint. Traditional pickups of the time had long hoods and bulky dimensions. The FC flipped that on its head, literally, by putting the cab right over the front axle. That meant more space for cargo without needing a longer wheelbase. In simple terms, it was all work, no waste. The FC-150, the first model released, was based on the CJ5 Jeep chassis, but featured a radically different body. Its engine, typically the reliable Hurricane F-head inline-4, sat under the cab, accessible through panels inside the vehicle. It was compact, durable, and relatively easy to maintain. Soon after came the FC-150, with a longer wheelbase and the option of a 6-cylinder engine for those who needed more hauling power. But what really set the Forward Control apart was its versatility. It was a blank canvas. You could get it as a pickup, a flatbed, a dump truck, a fire truck, even as a camper or utility van. It found homes on farms, construction sites, fire departments, and in military service. Wherever something needed to be carried, lifted, or pulled, the FC was ready for the job. Despite its commercial focus, the design had a quirky charm. The upright stance, narrow body, and big panoramic windshield gave it a look that was both rugged and friendly. From some angles, it almost looked like a cartoon truck, but one that could haul a load of bricks through mud without blinking. Still, the FC wasn't perfect. Its short wheelbase and high center of gravity could make it a bit twitchy, especially off-road or when fully loaded. And sitting directly over the front axle meant you felt every bump and jolt. But for many, that was part of the appeal. It was raw, mechanical, and connected. Production of the Jeep Forward Control lasted until the mid-1960s in the US, but the design lived on overseas and in license-built versions for years. Today, it's a cult classic. Restored FCs are rare and eye-catching, favorites at car shows, off-road events, and custom builds. Some have been modernized with new suspensions, V8 swaps, and luxury interiors, while others are lovingly preserved in their original bare-bones glory. What the hot 1957 Jeep FC represents is the kind of out-of-the-box thinking that defined post-war American innovation. It took the simple Jeep formula and reimagined it with utility at the forefront. No, it wasn't glamorous or fast, but it didn't have to be. It was a tool, and a brilliant one at that. More than 60 years later, the Jeep Forward Control still stands out, not just for its looks, but for what it dared to be: functional, fearless, and completely unforgettable.